Speaking of Minecraft, my Minecraft story mode was removed from the internet, dude. This was the Telltale game that I freaking played on my channel at the time. And when I say at the time, I mean like 2015 or some shit when it came out. Minecraft story mode. I thought they like sold it to Netflix and it was like playable on Netflix for a while. Maybe that's no longer the case.
But not just
if he's saying that it was removed from the internet, oh boy. This guy looks just like me for real. I'm gonna skip to where I see gameplay, mister. What's going on here? He does not... Something's different about lonniedos in this screenshot.
Mr. Overalls, Mr. Overalls. Also, overalls, just everybody's got them in the Minecraft world. That's cool. I don't really know. Let's go with Mr. Green Straps. Why the hell not? Oops, I accidentally just clicked someone random. That's fine. Sorry, Mr. Green Straps. All right, let's do episode 1. Adapt my choices and also point at that chest.
Nothing built can last forever.
So true, because they removed it from the internet, dude. That is actually makes complete sense. Perfect segue. But it was, if you never played this, it's like a choose-your-own adventure kind of game. Not really. You get to choose, like, choices. Holy shit. English. You get to make choices that influence the story, and characters die and pass away, and there's multiple seasons, and I only played the first one because it sucked. That's what I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers. And this is why it was removed from the internet. This is by the Mr. Epic, so it's going to be a good one.
Alternate games have always been controversial. Whether
I didn't hear what the hell he just said.
Minecraft spin-offs and alternate games have always been controversial. Whether they are so bad that they die only weeks after release, or are...
Yeah, I don't even know what Minecraft Legends is, dude. Am I really that out of touch? Minecraft!
Ignored by developers, resulting in an untimely...
How old are you? Because you look like you're 20. How old do I look? Oh, wait, you already said that. All right, I'm 40.
Decline. But Minecraft Story Mode was different. It released around Minecraft's peak of popularity. It had more active players and interest than any other Minecraft spin-off to date, and today players look back fondly on the game, despite it being discontinued. However, what's not discussed at all is the huge flaw in the game's design, which potentially led to it selling poorly, the very mixed and even negative reception it had upon release, with selling poorly, the very...
Why a shite money grab game for my 38 euros? Because I love Telltale with all my heart.
Mixed and even negative reception it had upon release, with some players calling it a Microsoft cash grab, and the fact that the game is now impossible to buy and the studio behind it shut down. What happened to Minecraft Story Mode, and how was it potentially doomed to fail almost 10 years ago when it had only just released?
Yeah, Telltale, I remember they did shut down because I was a little sad to hear that because they did make good games like the freaking Wolf Among Us, and I mean, I only played a few of their games, but they were good. The Walking Dead one specifically was my favorite. But what's confusing is their games are still available and for sale, so who gets the money? I assume they're around in some capacity. I don't know.
And is there a chance it may make a return in the near future? Minecraft Story Mode was the first ever Minecraft spin-off. The episodic, narrative-driven point-and-click game set in a Minecraft-inspired world developed by Telltale, who were known for very successful story-driven games such as The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, was highly anticipated.
I played both of those
on all platforms
a little bit.
In late 2015, the game would get various updates every few months in the form of additional episodes until late 2017 with the conclusion of Season 2. In 2018, most of the episodes from the first season would also release on Netflix, and players were hopeful for a new installment. However, Season 3 was never confirmed nor released, and in September of 2018, Telltale Games ultimately shut down, laying off almost all of their workforce, with only about 10% of their employees left remaining to fulfill obligations to partners, which did include releasing Story Mode on Netflix. The closure was very abrupt, with employees supposedly being forced to leave the office building only 30 minutes after the company's closure was announced. They went out of business. In mid-2019...
Yeah, I don't remember the amount of this game that I played at all. It was probably pretty boring and forgettable if I had to get... I mean, it's been like 10 years to be fair, but... It's Minecraft, dude. I should remember what happens. They should have fucked a creeper or something.
Minecraft Story Mode was entirely pulled from all online stores.
I hope they do that in the film.
It was officially
Chicken jockey? Anyone?
That all begs the question. what happened? Well, let's first look at how Minecraft Story Mode performed. Was the game a monetary success, or was it a failure? Now, when it comes to how well the game did in terms of sales and player count, we have very limited statistics to draw from, as much of that information is not publicly available. However, if we do a bit of a comparison, the potentially lackluster performance of Story Mode becomes clearer. First of all, let's look at the Steam statistics.
What is this biblically accurate heaven and hell Minecraft angel and devil's shoulder situation? Mixed reviews, mostly positive.
The game, which contains the only publicly available player count data there is. Upon release, the game peaked at 6,400 players online, but it lost over half of that by its second month. Despite
The devil and God are raging in Minecraft. What
a
legends?
small bounce back 1 month later, the
Like the
game
stream,
then
guys, like the
proceeded to
stream.
rapidly declined the following few months, despite new episodes continuing to release regularly, and about 1 year after release, Story Mode was only seeing player counts in the low hundreds, of which continued to dwindle as time went on. An estimated 400,000 to 1.2 million copies were purchased on Steam. Now, obviously, the game was also available on consoles and other platforms, but on PC, Steam was the main platform it was purchasable on. It wasn't available in the Minecraft launcher like other later Minecraft spin-offs. If we compare Minecraft Story Mode's player count statistics to Minecraft Legends, another Minecraft spin-off which released last year, you'll see that they had similar player count peaks, despite Steam not being the main PC platform Minecraft Legends was available on, also purchasable on the Xbox Store, as well as in the official Minecraft launcher. So, based off of this data, Minecraft Story Mode seemed to perform similarly to Minecraft Legends in terms of player count, and considering that Steam was not the main PC platform Legends was purchased on, and also that Minecraft overall was less popular when Legends released, this does indicate that Story Mode might not have sold too well, or did not perform as
Yeah, true. Wah, wah.
well as it should have considering the Minecraft branding. But there is conflicting information against this evidence. First of all, according to anonymous sources from Telltale Games, alongside The Walking Dead and 7 Days to Die, Minecraft Story Mode was one of the studio's only profitable titles in its later years. There isn't any additional information about this vague claim, however, and while Story Mode may have turned a profit, it may not have been as significant as predicted or required for a Minecraft spin-off game. Second of all, if we compare the popularity of the Minecraft Story Mode and Minecraft Legends topics in
yes.
trends, you'll see that Story Mode was significantly more popular and remained as such for a while. It actually had even greater popularity than Minecraft Dungeons, which was considered a success. So the game clearly was popular. Did it really sell badly? Well, here's my leading theory for this discrepancy between popularity and player count, of which many of us, including myself, probably contributed to without even realizing. How many of you who were interested in Minecraft Story Mode actually bought the game? Back in 2015, when Story Mode first released, I remember watching Captain Sparkles play it through entirely, but I never actually bought the game myself, because once I had seen him play it, there was no reason for me to. Story Mode...
Yeah, these games specifically were pretty story-driven, so it's kind of makes sense that you would see it once and then not necessarily feel obligated to go back and make the choices, especially if the YouTuber you were watching covered all that shit, but... you know. Whatever.
It is ultimately a story-based game,
if I had
while
one.
You can make decisions and there are minor gameplay elements, once you know the story, there's really no point to playing it yourself. If I'm watching a playthrough of Minecraft Dungeons, I might think, hey, that looks like fun, I want to try it out. But if I'm watching a playthrough of Minecraft Story Mode, I'm not watching it for the gameplay but the story, and in that regard, I get almost the same, if not an even more enjoyable experience, watching some YouTuber I like playing it, rather than playing it myself. Obviously, this is just a theory, so I conducted a few polls and the results seem to support my hypothesis. Around 40% of the over 30,000 total respondents to my polls on both YouTube and Twitter mentioned they watched a YouTuber play Story Mode and never actually bought the game themselves. Removing the responses from players who didn't watch or buy Story Mode leaves us with a result of about 55% of players who never bought Story Mode despite being interested enough in it to watch a playthrough. That's over half of respondents. Just like how over half of you guys watching this video aren't subscribed. We are almost at
like the stream, guys, like the stream.
So be sure to subscribe. No pressure. Outside of the game's performance, there's one other factor that's often ignored.
Alright, hold on. I'm posting this YouTube short. I need to see if there's any swear words in it. Monkey, thinking of banana, as one often do. Oh, 2 monkeys. Oh, 1 monkey. This is a funny sub. I didn't pre-watch this, obviously. About all this. Monkey! I can't jump. I can only build stronger and social climb and literally climb and do crime with my monkey friends. I'm not allowed to. Oh, I get it. Sort of. Sort of. Banana! Monkey. Thinking of. No swear words. Okay, we're good.
Ignored when discussing what went wrong with Minecraft Story Mode though, and that's the fact that despite being positively reviewed and looked back upon now, during 2015 and 2016 when the game was just released, feedback was very mixed. I actually remember this too. Upon the announcement of Minecraft Story Mode, quite a significant number of people were calling it a quick cash grab by Microsoft, who had recently acquired the game 1 year prior. Obviously this isn't true, but it was a prevailing narrative that was spread around by the online gaming community, even outside of Minecraft. So much so that you even had articles and videos by big gaming news websites calling it the opposite. Besides those rumors though, when it came to the actual gameplay, there were some big issues too. Many players complained that the animations looked strange, claiming they looked like the animations in a cringy Minecraft parody, or mentioning they had—
Or those futuristic hub videos where they actually did kind of what I requested earlier. They definitely got closer to, you know, making love. To like the Creeper and to the Steve and to everybody. Get the fucking camera, Mom! What up, Mikey Mods? Mom, my favorite YouTuber is live! He says in the Twitch chat, dude. Freaking fake YouTuber. What up, dog? JK, just yanking your chain. Just yanking your other parts.
What up, bro? Specifically with
it's time to play Journey,
basically,
Loomer.
the animation and general
Where
style.
Loomis hides and Lonnie seeks, dude. He can't hide from me. I know where he is. I actually don't know where he is right now. Probably in Steven's room.
Was quite divisive. Players at the time either loved it or hated it. There wasn't—
Did you guys play Minecraft Story Mode? This shit sucked! At least from my memory.
Prevailing issue which many players at the time had was relating to the weak and uninteresting characters. Now, obviously, Minecraft Story Mode was a game that—
Oh, dude, Minecraft Earth. That was a mobile game. That's... I have to open that next. Hold on. You got a video on that too? Or is that in this video? How does YouTube work? Where did you take me? You absolute buffool. Oh, it's because I'm full screen? Totally killed my motion, twin. Anyhow. Add it to the list. Another game retrospective on some shit I've never played that I'm interested in for some reason. What's wrong with me? Just the soundtrack goes hard though. Hell yeah.
Was generally targeted at younger audiences, so there wasn't necessarily going to be a mature or compelling story. But that doesn't excuse the—
They're so ugly. I wasn't really paying that close of attention, but
from being—
they're hideous, dude.
One
Chicken
Reddit
jock
comment
me.
I read claimed that the characters and story felt like a Nickelodeon Junior cartoon, and that the characters were not appealing to
Holy
certain
shit.
older audiences, which I think
going
summarized
quick.
the problems with them well. Interesting.
These guys really hauling ass.
It was originally planned as a more mature game and was actually reworked
Captain Sparkles
to a
did way
family-friendly
better.
title instead, so that does
Better than
track.
who?
Another element
Telltale Games? Because he's still thriving.
was the fact that
He's got
Minecraft Story
supercars.
Mode was the first ever Minecraft spin-off, so expect—
Minecraft Earth was okay, but then it got shut down because, you know, the pandemic. Oh yeah, people couldn't go outside, I guess. Freaking... I suppose that makes sense, but Microsoft has enough money to keep it alive anyway, so fucking do it.
players.
Or
Considering
don't.
that Minecraft—
I honestly hated the trend of games trying to make me go outside. Fuck that.
is an open
Let's not do
sandbox
that.
game where you create your own stories and goals.
staying in the
and Story
crib.
Mode, on the other hand, was the polar opposite. Players thought that Story Mode was very—
I'm only saying that because I went on a walk before the stream started and I was sweaty and I was trying to get unsweaty for a while, so I'm holding a grudge, basically.
on Minecraft-like, some going as far as to say that Minecraft
Like the stream, guys.
Story
Like the
Mode
stream
was
if
a
you've ever held
violation
hate in your
of
heart.
Notch's vision for the game.
Who can
There
relate?
are elements of truth to this argument. Minecraft Story Mode really isn't about Minecraft, it just uses a Minecraft setting and visual design. Obviously, anybody who was familiar with Telltale would have realized that this was going to be a story-driven game, but I believe much of the confusion came from the fact that the game was vaguely titled Minecraft Story Mode, implying that this was some story version of Minecraft, or
It was a stupid fucking name. It really was. It was like what a YouTuber would title it to be a little cheeky in that time period. And it has not aged that great, but also I've heard it so many times that it sounds normal. But also, you're right. Now that you mention it, sounds like shit, buddy.
was somehow part of the regular game. This was the first Minecraft spin-off after all, and thus when Story Mode actually released, many players' expectations were completely
Bro think he Meliodas from the 7 Deadly Sins with that piggy behind him, but he ain't. That's what that guy's name is. Am I even thinking of two of the same anime? One of the same anime? Am I mixing two up?
It wasn't what they expected to see, as it was entirely different from Minecraft. Interestingly, outside of the Minecraft community, there were also players who were fans of Telltale's prior games that had complaints. As we mentioned earlier, a potential key reason why the game didn't perform too well financially was because its story-driven nature meant that many players didn't feel the need or desire to buy the game and play through it themselves. Long-time fans of Telltale who had played their older games mentioned that Telltale's newer games such as Story Mode had shifted much more to a narrative story style, dropping many of the gameplay mechanics such as puzzles and minigames which they found challenging and fun. Basically, Telltale's newer games were more dumbed down and focused on the narrative over gameplay,
just tell the tale, bro.
Telltale fans not taking as much of a liking to it. This once again was probably done intentionally to target a younger audience, but just because the target audience is younger, it doesn't necessarily mean that the gameplay must be boring and forgettable. So, both the Minecraft and Telltale audiences were not exactly pleased with the game upon its release, as both of them didn't entirely get what they wanted from the game and had many of their own valid complaints.
All of them deleted their Reddit accounts in shame at some point in the last 9 years, though, so take it out with a grain of salt.
There were some other complaints related to technical aspects of the game, including camera and texture issues, the lack of ability to rebind keys.
If you're ashamed of your digital footprint, 9 years, you should have done nothing and nothing bad in the last 9 years, goddammit. What are you hiding,
and also
random guy?
Funny experience which happened to my younger brother who bought the game, where he somehow got soft-locked in a specific episode and was unable to progress until he restarted. But those complaints were minor in the grander scheme of the game's issues. Ironically, it seems that many of those technical issues were caused by the studio being under crunch or having to rewrite game narratives regularly due to pressure from higher-up management.
What up, Skyler?
Is this the end of the line for Story Mode, or could it come back? A year after going out of business, Telltale was acquired by LCG Entertainment. Years later now, some of their
I've never heard of them, but they're to blame for keeping them alive or keeping them dead. Hold on.
Popular titles, such as The Wolf Among Us, do have sequels which are in development. However, there has not been any additional information related to Story Mode yet, and the game is still unavailable for purchase, indicating that there may not be enough interest to bring it back for a third season.
Or maybe Netflix just owns the right for like a while, for a few years or some shit, and it was not selling well anyway, so they just complied and took it off the store. That seems plausible, if not probable. Shout out to Mr. Epic Dude for this niche esoteric video essay on Minecraft Story Mode, the game I don't remember. Good try though, guys. I love Telltale. Telltale shit. I love tall tales.